The cost of a nursing home is incredibly expensive. Um, the average resident will spend around $8,000 to $10,000 a month to stay at a nursing home and receive long-term care. Now, obviously, most people do not have the resources to continue paying those sorts of bills month after month. So what most people end up doing is seeking assistance from the government, from MassHealth, in paying the nursing home bills. Now, MassHealth will not assist you until you have spent all of your assets, down to your last $2,000. And it will look back over the last 5 years to see if you've transferred any large assets prior to applying for MassHealth. So for most people, their biggest asset is their house. And unless you want to be forced to sell your home in order to pay for long-term care, or run the risk of having a lien put on your home after receiving MassHealth, after you pass away, the state is going to come in and try to recoup some of its money. It will do that through putting a lien on your house. So to avoid this and to pass the house on to your heirs, you have a few options. First of all, the most simple option is to simply transfer the real estate to your kids, if you want your children to have it, or to whatever heirs you may have. There are risks associated with this. So if you give the property to your kids, you can continue living there. However, if one of your kids is sued, if one of them is divorced, goes through bankruptcy, whatever it may be, your house could be at risk. So a lot of people are hesitant to just give the property to their children. Second, you can create a trust, an irrevocable trust. So what you would do is transfer your real estate into this trust. You need to appoint a second person or third party to act as a trustee, and you could continue living there. However, you can't control the property. There are a number of complications with this, and these complications apply to transferring real estate to your kids as well. You'll have a difficult time refinancing the property. Your insurance premiums might go up, and your homeowner's insurance premiums. And just anything you do with the property is going to become more complicated because you have additional people involved. So it'll be more complicated. There's more chances something can go wrong. And you're going to need to pay legal fees for some lawyer to do all this work for you. And then one last solution, which isn't as effective, but it's a good medium or mid-ground between these options, is to do something called a life estate deed. It's essentially a deed where you convey the remainder interest to your heirs. So the remainder interest is essentially the ownership of the property when you die. So you'll have a life estate interest in the property. You'll live there as if it's your own for the rest of your life, and then when you die, there's no probate, it will go immediately to your children. Now, this will not completely remove the house from your assets when you apply for MassHealth assistance. You'll be penalized for the value of the remainder interest. And the value of the remainder interest is greater the older you are when you make the conveyance. It's kind of a complicated actuarial formula that the state will use. Okay, so you have several options. The sort of person who should be considering this type of thing is a person who is around 70 years old and who does not have a spouse, because a transfer to a spouse would be exempt for MassHealth reasons, or for MassHealth penalties. Okay, so if you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Send me an email or a message. I'd be happy to try to answer your questions for you.